That happened after I got away.
I'm trying to understand what is this from.
Is this you?
Yes, but what do I do?
Yes? Okay, that's all I need to know. You're under arrest for grand theft.
For what?
For theft. You stole 3 iPads.
Hello, this is Jason Matthews. I'm a recently retired law enforcement officer. I was also a use of force instructor and a taser instructor during my career. And in this video, I'm going to be commenting on this public domain video that was released out of Florida. I'll be giving you my perspective based on my training and experience of what I might be thinking if I was in this officer's shoes, what actions I might consider, and also giving you some information that the general public doesn't know about law enforcement. I don't know the details of this incident, and this is all hypothetical, being that a body camera is a limited static view of the incident. I'm just reacting to what I'm seeing while watching in real time, just like you. But before we get started, if you support the police, click the like button. And if you do not support the police, click the dislike button. It's anonymous, and I'm just curious of where you stand. Okay, let's get started. Now, just in the first few seconds of this video, an issue has come up in my law enforcement mind. What we have here, we have an officer standing in front of an individual that is seated. He has his hands behind his back. We cannot see if he has handcuffs on him, but the officer is asking him some questions. She has her phone in front of him, in front of his face, asking, "Is this you?" And then she asks him again, "Yes." So the first issue here is, what happened before this video started? This is an issue that I have with body cameras, because the general public only sees what's in this video from a very limited static view. They do not see what's happening from other angles. For example, we cannot see if this person is in handcuffs or not. We also did not see what happened before the video started, and we cannot see what happens after the video ends, yet this is released to the public. And so the public can scrutinize many things. And I'm going to go ahead and scrutinize just from what I'm seeing, just like I said in my intro, of what you as a person of the general public might also scrutinize. But I'm giving a more in-depth, detailed look at from behind the scenes of of my experience in law enforcement. So she's questioning him. Even if he doesn't have handcuffs on, it appears to me that he's not free to leave. And when that is the case, when someone is not free to leave and an officer is asking them questions, they need to be read their rights, their Miranda rights, before questions are being asked. So that may have happened before this even started. But that's a requirement. If you're asking with very limited circumstances, for example, I've mentioned in prior videos that an officer may ask for identifying information, for example, but if they're asking questions that may implicate someone in a crime and they feel like they have to answer, then they need to be read their Miranda rights. So that's what I see just in the first few seconds. Let's continue on and see what happens.
Yes. You know, yours were so close. I got the Miranda on tape. What do I mean? I mean, you went into an area of the hotel that you had no business being in, and you took stuff that didn't belong to you, and you walked out of the hotel. Okay. I know you don't have it on you, obviously.
I came up here to play a second. Why would I take something that
I don't know. I have no absolute.
Do you understand that if I would have brought something, I wouldn't be roaming on here?
Now, another issue comes up in my mind, which is going to be very controversial for the general public and between law enforcement officers. And so I'm going to give you my opinion on the matter. My opinion is law enforcement officers should have physical standards. This is glaring to me right here in this video right now. Officers should have physical standards for employment, not only to enter employment, but ongoing throughout their career. And what do I mean by that? Most departments, at least to get into the department or to get into the agency, they have to pass physical standards. And in many cases, that is a variety of different exercises they have to perform, like push-ups, a certain number of push-ups at a minimum, a certain amount of sit-ups, a run, and one of those things is a body fat percentage. So this has been challenged in court. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if it's nationwide, but in many cases, this has been challenged by officers themselves. And they say that they do not need to pass physical standards to be able to perform the functions of a law enforcement officer. And I highly disagree with that. Yes, they may be able to barely get by, but we don't want that. We want officers who have a high level of fitness, in my case, for example. And we have to understand that physical fitness directly translates over to mental fitness and vice versa. So it's not just physical fitness on its own. Why can I say that? Because I can say that in order to exercise and maintain a certain degree of physical fitness, someone has to have a certain mental attitude of commitment and opportunity to do this every day. And so when we exercise, we feel better mentally and we can perform our jobs better mentally. So that's the issue that I have with it. I'm sure people are going to disagree with me. If you do disagree, comment down below. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about that. Let's continue on.
No, that's not necessarily true. See, that's you, right? Leaving with the iPads? That happened right after you took them? See, right there?
One thing that the general public also doesn't know, even if someone has been advised of their rights, their Miranda rights, and they start answering questions, they can stop answering questions at any time during that interaction. They can stop and say, I'm not going to answer any further questions.
So if you'd like to talk about it and tell me possibly where the iPads are, maybe something could be worked out, but like maybe who the other person was.
I don't smell them, but I know they're not.
Okay, where are they at?
Away multiple suspicions, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
So where are they at?
47.
Okay, so where are they at?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay.
So we have someone, an officer, it is, I'm assuming, who has a body camera on, partially obstructing with his uniform, but also he's putting on gloves, which is standard procedure, gloves, because he's probably going to make contact with this individual, and it's pretty common standard place procedure in most departments or agencies to wear gloves when you're touching someone.
How are you in uniform?
Okay.
So you know where they are, like you can actually go to them and get them.
What was that sound? Did you hear that? That sound, that beeping sound? That sound was the body camera. Every so often, a body camera will beep like that, so the officer knows that it is running. That is a mental cue for the officer to remember that the body camera is running.
Okay.
I have to get it to you, and I have to leave.
You have to what? Okay.
I can get it to you.
So they're in their room.
Now, as you can hear, the audio was cutting in and out. Now, I don't know if that was redacted by the agency that released this in Florida, or there's an issue with the body camera. It could be either one of those.
In this hotel or a different hotel? This hotel. Okay, is there somebody else in the room? Okay, who pressured you to do it?
Can I go ahead and go?
Sure, what room are you
In Overlook?
in? Yeah, but I want to know where we're going before we get there. 161. Okay, let's go get him.
Now I can't hear what they're talking about. All I can hear is she's asking him questions. If you can make it out, comment down below what they're saying. The other thing is, this might be a question of the general public, and I don't have an answer either. Why are there so many officers there just for this simple incident? It could be for a variety of reasons. The officer could have called for backup, and usually when an officer calls for backup and other officers are not doing anything else or not engaged in any other law enforcement activity, they'll go to the scene.
I don't know. I have
So I think we answered that question. He does have handcuffs on. So it appears that they were put on him before the body camera started recording.
Where's 160?
Okay, that does it for this video. I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released. Take care, have a great day, and we will see you in the next video.